Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Education Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Oakville, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us back here this fine Thursday in the month of October, you'll know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. And as we have been for the last several weeks, we are gearing up for our third annual Pathway Playground event at Sauk Valley Community College on Friday. Yes, that's right. Friday, October 18th. And as a part of that event, our team is gearing up to welcome over 1,200 eighth grade students to the Sauk Valley Community College campus. And we are fortunate and blessed to have over 70 of our area businesses and industries raise their hand to participate in this event, attend a full day with those 1,200 eighth grade students, answering questions, providing activities. And we are equally excited and pleased to have one of those businesses represented here today on our Teacher Talk platform. So as we kick our Teacher Talk off this morning, I would love to welcome to Teacher Talk, I think for the first time, one of our close partners in our work of education and in all of the things that we do here at the Regional Office of Education, Stahr from not only Stahr Media, but also the new Radar Free Press. So Janelle, welcome to our Teacher Talk platform. I was wondering, as we kind of gear up for our Pathway Playground event on Friday, if you might want to take a moment as we get started to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about both Stahr Media and the Radar Free Press. Both of those businesses will be represented this Friday at our third annual Pathway Playground event.
I have known about the Teacher Talk program, so I'm super excited to have been invited to be a part of it. A little bit about our businesses. Stahr Media has been around for about 15 years. We are located in Uptown Rock Falls since 2019. Before that, I spent about 10 years working out of our dining room until my husband got sick of looking over the dining room table to watch TV. So we purchased this building in 2019 and has really grown since then. So the main two parts of our business are website design and print graphic design. But we do a lot of like social media marketing, some technology stuff. The bigger things we refer other businesses. But yeah, just everything marketing and design wise. And then the Radar is pretty new. We launched our website in December, and we've just been pushing that to grow ever since then. So it's a free local news only website, and we don't have any print edition or anything, but that's available online. If I can give a little plug for that, it's theradar.online. And so we cover Sterling, Rock Falls, and Dixon and kind of the surrounding area. And our focus is really good news in the area. So one of the things that we like to do is highlight nonprofits, either through news stories or through our video podcast. So
both of those businesses sound like they have a lot of opportunities to kind of get students thinking about what they want to be when they grow up. I mean, it's not just, you mentioned the Radar Free Press. It's not just being in front of that camera, but it's all that investigative journalism, the writing. I'm sure there's some other technology components or maybe even some editing capacities that students who are interested in those fields might actually find themselves in the future looking at a career in broadcast journalism or graphic design. So I'm super excited and so grateful that you've said yes to the dress and coming to our Pathway Playground event multiple years. And so when those students, I mentioned there's about 1,200 of them, it's a day, it's a big thing. But when those students come by your booths, what kinds of things do you have in store for those children in order to get them to start thinking about their futures in relation to all the wonderful things that you do in our community.
So this will be our third year with Stahr Media bringing a booth, and our first year with the radar. So, one of the difficult things like going into this, that first year that we did, Pathway Playground for Stahr Media, was how to bring something hands-on to these students, because as you can probably guess, graphic design or web design is like a huge process. You know, it's not something where, I mean, these students are being shuffled through so quickly. It's not something that in like, 5 to 7 minutes that they can really get the full picture of it. So what we decided to do, and I think it's gone over really well, at the Stahr Media booth, and we'll kind of continue this. We're going to shift the focus a little bit away from something they do right there, but that now they can do this activity at our booth, but then have a take-home project as well. So for the graphic design part of it, what we have is what we've done and what we will continue to do this year is t-shirt design. So it's something fun that there are actually websites out there where you can take your design t-shirt and have it printed into an actual t-shirt that you can wear. So that's why we wanted to shift it where it wasn't just an activity that they do at our booth, but then they can take that t-shirt design home with them, and if they wanted to go farther with it, they could. So we'll have printouts of just blank t-shirts that they can draw on with markers or colored pencils or something like that. And to be honest, I haven't thought that far ahead to know what what medium we're using. And then for the web design part of it, an activity that the kids have always seemed to enjoy that we've brought for the past couple of years is an online game where you have to guess what's called a hex code. So in web design, the way that we define colors is through a 6-digit code made up of letters and numbers. And so the game that we have there for them, they will see what that hex code is, and they'll have a choice of, I think we can change the number of colors. We usually have 3 to 6 different color blocks on that screen. And then they just have to click to guess which color that hex code is referring to. And there's a whole system that we definitely don't have time to explain today, but but a lot of the kids do ask about it. So whoever on my staff is manning the booth at that time, I make sure that they have the background on it, because we've had lots of kids ask, like, how do they come up with these codes? So that seems to always be an exciting activity for them. For the radar, because we're really, the unique thing about the radar is that we have this video studio and we're producing this podcast. So we'll be bringing one of our cameras with us. Of course, there's too much activity for the kids to really record a segment and see what that looks like, but we will give them an opportunity to get in front of the camera. And we'll have a TV screen there where, people that are not actually in front of the camera will be able to watch, and they can, do a weather segment or or do their own little news segment for a couple minutes while they're visiting our booth.
Those sound like awesome activities. And, I think oftentimes at that age, students start thinking about their futures, and they think about, well, I want to be an NFL star, or I want to be, some of those more traditional roles in our communities, like firefighters and policemen and doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals. And that's okay. That's great. But there are so many other opportunities that are open and available to them here in our Sauk Valley, Lee, Ogle, Whiteside County areas. And so this is just such a powerful opportunity for those students to really just kind of take a little bit of time in their day, pause, investigate in a very non-threatening, playful way. And so it certainly sounds like those activities are going to push some thinking on some career choices moving forward. So again, thank you so much. If you were to kind of think about this idea of career exploration, just reflecting on how you came into this business, and I don't know from your personal story if you knew immediately that you wanted to be a graphic designer or a web designer. When we talk about career exploration, especially at this age, this 8th grade age, what does that mean to you? And I guess also, if you were to put on that other hat from a business owner perspective, what does it mean for you as a business owner in this community?
I think from this perspective of the kids, like learning about these different careers, one of the things that I've always been impressed with the career pathways program in general, not just pathway playground, but the pathways program in general, is that is giving these kids the opportunity to see that there are all kinds of careers right here in the Sauk Valley area, in your, Lee, Ogle, Whiteside region. And I think they don't realize that because they don't necessarily see that all those are there. They're watching TV, or well, now they're probably watching YouTube videos, not TV, but they're watching these programs and they're thinking that they might be interested in doing that, but they don't realize that those opportunities are right here and they could come home and do those same things. So I feel like kids just in general, they tend to think like, well, I'm gonna have to move out of the area. I'm gonna have to move to a bigger city like Chicago or New York to have opportunities in broadcast journalism or opportunities in graphic design. And they don't have to, because those careers are right here in the Sauk Valley and we can offer those. We have been working a lot for the past couple of years with the CEO program. And I served as a mentor last year for the first time, but we had had some dealings with them in the past. And one of the things that I've noticed over the course of their school year is that when they come into it, they kind of have that same perspective, like they're going to have to move away from the area. And then by the time they get to the end of the year and they've gone and they've visited all these businesses in the area, they're all saying like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that like I could stay here and have this career of my choice. So I think that's important. In having this type of an event where the kids can explore this without really leaving their backyard. And as a business owner, I like that they're able to see these opportunities that are available to them, because we struggle sometimes finding people that are interested in and good at graphic design, or as we build the radar, finding people that are interested in the technology that goes into it. And, we don't just need on-air personalities for the radars podcast, which is called Along the Rock, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but so we don't need just on-air personalities for Along the Rock. We need people who can run tech for that, people who can, make sure the sound levels are right, the lighting is right, people who can edit the videos afterwards. Then we have to go about distributing the video via our website, and we have them on YouTube and Spotify now. So there's all these different segments that you don't necessarily think about when you see like that end product. So it's nice that they have the opportunity to experience just a small part of this so that they can kind of get it in their minds, and that, they could come back here and have whatever career they wanted in that field.
Janelle, I wanted to let you know that it's not just the students who have their mind blown at events like these. Oftentimes we as adults, I know I myself don't know everything that's out there and available as far as careers go in our own backyard. And so for educators, especially, sometimes we think about, gosh, what are we preparing our students for? What's the possibility for these students as they consider their futures? And so what a great opportunity for us to have some conversations and awareness as adults as well. You mentioned pathways and our pathway playground. You mentioned the CEO program. With being a small business owner and growing your business, I'm sure that you are very engaged, involved, having conversations with different people in our community. So, this is kind of a day that you're out of the office and giving your time to the future of our communities. So as we wrap up here today, can you talk a little bit about why that community engagement is so important, and a little bit about your vision and philosophy as the owner of Stahr Media and the Radar Free Press?
Over the past few years, I've really tried to build our businesses to the point where I can delegate, which is very difficult for me to do. I'm a perfectionist and I know how I like things done and I'm not afraid to say it. So it's I've been learning to delegate and the end goal with that has been that I can have the opportunity for myself and my husband to get out in the community and be more of like the face of our businesses. So besides the programs that we've talked about today, I've been serving on the Rock Falls Elementary School Board for 10 years, 9 or 10 years now. For the last year and couple months, I've been serving on the United Way Board of Directors for Whiteside County too. So, and I'm trying to get out to a lot of the different organizations, Rotaries, Kiwanis clubs, Optimist clubs, things like that. Just to have these conversations with people, because I think it's important that, like you said, like even as an adult, you don't know about all these businesses that are out there. You don't know how to tell kids or even an adult looking for another career opportunity. You don't know how to tell them about other jobs that are available or opportunities that might be available to them if you don't know about these businesses. So I think it's really important to have that. I also think that as small businesses, it's really important that I as the owner am engaging with the community, because they know it's me. So I'm constantly telling my staff, like, you have to understand it's my name on this business. So when when you're talking about that you work for Stahr Media, like you have to realize that's me. Like people don't think Stahr Media or they don't think the Radar, they think Janelle and Nathan Stahr. So I think it's just really important to build that camaraderie with other business owners and organizations throughout the community, because they're our friends and we see them when we're out grocery shopping. So I just want to keep lines of communication open and make sure people know that they can find me at any time if they need anything. I'm here and I live here too. So I want our communities to grow and be better for people to live in.
I love that, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about that power of partnerships, that power of communities and working together to just make, everyone's lives better, including that of our young people who are going to be engaged in some pretty fun career exploration on this Friday, October 18th at our third annual Pathway Playground. One other thing that you mentioned, Janelle, that I just want to give a shout out to, and that's that idea of storytelling. So I would just want to say thank you not only for being here today, and for being with us on Friday, but thank you for being that storyteller in our communities to help raise awareness, to talk with others about who we are as a community and what we have to offer through all of your efforts at Stahr Media and the Radar Free Press. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you and everything that you do. Friends, that wraps us up here for this edition of Teacher Talk. We hope that you enjoyed our conversations this morning here with Janelle Stahr, owner of Stahr Media and the Radar Free Press. We are excited to welcome Janelle and both of her businesses to our third annual Pathway Playground at Sauk Valley Community College this Friday, October 18th. Please stay tuned to Facebook and social media for pictures and other commentary video from the day. It is going to be a very exciting event for 1,200 of our 8th grade students here in Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And as we wrap up, we also want to say thank you to you, our viewers, for tuning in for another edition of Teacher Talk. We hope that you have a great rest of your Thursday, and even better Friday, a beautiful fall-filled October weekend, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.